So let's talk now about personalized nutrition. Scientists call it nutrigenomics. Consumers call it personalized nutrition. This is looking at diet in relation to your genes. Now, some survey data were shared at this session at Nutrition 2018 that said 90.7% of consumers are, quote, willing to follow personalized dietary advice based on genetic makeup. That's almost everybody. Yet 77% of registered dietitians who know about nutrigenomics still do not, quote, feel sufficiently qualified to integrate into their practice. Now, this doesn't mean dietitians don't know what they're doing. What this means is there's still a lot of evolving science and debate on how to integrate genetics into everyday dietary advice. What was interesting about this session is how the different panelists were sharing examples of where past diet studies, like a new Nordic diet study that was done over a decade ago, are being reanalyzed. Those data that maybe back then showed no difference between, say, a high fat versus a high carb diet. If I go back in and reanalyze those data based on fasting glucose or based on some other genetic parameter, I may see differences such that one example was given, if someone is more glucose impaired, a high fat diet did benefit them. So there's interaction between the dietary pattern, genetics, and then dietary advice. It's quite convoluted, still confusing, and I think explains in part why practitioners like dietitians are at a stage where it's still challenging to integrate this into their practice. Now, if I think about the Foodscape point of view on this, I would say it's safe to say we will hear a whole lot more about personalized nutrition. People want this. They want to know that something's individualized to them. But I do think we need to slow down and really think about what do we know about the nutrigenomics that we can actually counsel on and develop products on versus what is the role of behavior. And I think in some cases, personalized for some consumers simply means that it's sort of specialized for me in a way that fits my daily lifestyle, it fits my food preferences, it fits my essentially daily behaviors, which really isn't the same thing as I've had deep genetic testing and I've had something where I looked at 70 different biomarkers and I now can sort of know on a genetic level what's going on. So this is a very exciting area, but there's really a lot more information to learn before we can make it highly prescriptive.